Now, first order of business. If anyone is interested in doing the recap, please give me rollies into chat. Highest roll will win.
It's a good start.
We got a 15, and we're gonna go selling that for 3, selling that for 2, and 1. Lotus, please take it away for the recap.
All right. So we started last session in the midst of our battle with some rather interesting creatures. Some few frost vipers and a frost salamander. We worked our way around them. Nothing too fancy. And not too fancy. We did eventually end up killing them. Afterwards, Gaiman convinced us to sacrifice the salamander and 2 of the vipers to the god of war, who had been hassling us for a while. And apparently me and Gaiman recognized his face coming out of the clouds like Mufasa from The Lion King. And Gaiman was all cool with it, and Lotus is just like, oh, what the fuck was that? We did manage to harvest a few parts from the remaining Viper, and eventually we did make our way back to Bryn Shander. Let's see here. During the as we walked into Bryn Shander, Lotus did share a bit of a theory she had using her amazing investigative journalism skills about everything she's learned so far. And she basically thinks that this whole thing with like the long winter and awakening animals and plants and everything is basically Auril's playing the long game to basically take over the Icewind Dale and use that as basically a base of operations to basically slowly expand outward into the Sword Coast and the rest of the Forgotten Realms. Letting that sink in for a bit, we did finally return the ingots to the Black Iron Blades, who were very patient and appreciative that we finally got their stuff for them. And in exchange for that and just a 20 gold pieces between myself and 2 other party members, who I'm sorry I forget up the top of my head, we got a bunch of cool stuff from them. Everybody got a little something, which is cool. As you can see in here, Gaiman's going to prove that when a problem comes along, you must whip it.
No, when a problem comes along, you must rage.
Well, that too. Let's see here. We did also get word that from the town speaker of Bryn Shander that the sheriff had caught a Duragar, which has definitely got our attention. So we went to the sheriff's office and saw that the Duragar was in prison under very heavy guard. Apparently, they had been infiltrating the Icewind Dale region, and now we're looking to interrogate him and see what we can find out.
Thank you. Thank you for getting us into where we need to be. Please take either a Factspiration or a DM Inspiration. Which one will you take?
I am all out of them, so I will take a DM Inspiration.
Perfect. Everyone, for the first time ever, we are trying out this new system. We're trying out Thane Facts, baby. So, it seems like everyone had a chance to read the prompt. So, let us go around the table, starting with Akia. Akia, what's your Thane Fact for this week?
All right. Excuse me. Akia's Thane Fact for this week is that their bear cloak is not what you might think it is. It might not come from where you think it comes from. Akia's bear cloak, unlike Gaiman's, where he got it as a trophy. Akia, after making his way to Bryn Shander and being basically duped at the library by just some ne'er-do-well standing outside, claiming that Akia needs to pay them 100 gold to get a library card. They were basically sulking in an alleyway when some kids came up and told Akia that it was not okay for them to be naked and that they need to cover up, but they're going to give him something to cover up with. And they had a bearskin rug that had been thrown out in the nicer part of town that was torn and disgusting, and they threw it at Akia and just trying to be mean. And Akia thinks it is just the nicest thing that anyone has ever done for him. And since then, he's cleaned it, he's mended it, and I know this, and all of your characters know this, but Akia does not, and the players other than me did not, because it is quite obvious that this was not prepared actually as a cloak. It is a rug.
Excellent. Well, now we know that Akia can cut a rug anytime he needs to. Mm-hmm. I love that. Thank you, Akia. You have earned a factspiration from your Thane fact. Let us continue.
I don't know. I feel like you're dancing around the issue there, Orf.
As always, I am going to be staying on my twinkle toes to make sure that I'm the best DM possible for you all. Let us speak to now Avilas. Avilas, what is your Thane fact for this week?
So, I know I like to hype up that, I'm the only Eladrin, and, I'm not an elf and all of that, which is all true, of course, but I often say that I don't recall ever meeting another Eladrin after my tribe and family were killed, which is mostly true. But I often dream of a beautiful Eladrin woman with platinum hair and lavender eyes that, well, I don't know where or how, but she haunts my dreams.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm playing a game that's been in early access for 3 years right now, listening to that. No spoilers. I'm very excited. Well,
and of course, it's up to Caleb to figure out who the hell that is. So, who knows?
100%. Excellent. Avilas, thank you. Let us continue, now that I've awarded you factspiration, to Alicia. Please tell us your Thane fact for this week.
Sorry, I had a piece of pineapple in my mouth. I think it's pretty well established that people have noticed that Alicia seems to have a sweet tooth. I'm not even sure if this is really the fact. This is honestly just a little bit silly, but they're not a very good cook or baker. They have tried in the past when they were back at the abbey or church down in Baldur's Gate to bake, and it did not go well, to the point where they actually kind of burned down the kitchen.
Oh no!
Yeah. So they just avoid trying to cook where possible.
That is okay, Alicia. If we do need cooking in this campaign, we do know that there is a speaker out there who can make magical cookies.
Yes, that was that blew their mind. Not only just being able to bake well, but also enchant magic into them. I almost considered taking a feat just to give them cooking proficiency, but I was like, nah, I'm not.
One day, one day it'll be possible. And maybe if you get in very good with Nimsy, she can show you the ways of the sorcerer.
Is that a subclass for cleric?
It can be. It can be a domain of gastronomy.
Ooh, now I'm actually curious. Is there a domain for cooking in the Forgotten Realms? I'm gonna look this shit up.
All right.
Oh, you know somebody's come up with it. Somebody has
Oh,
to.
of course, there's definitely been like a homebrew or something like that, but I'm wondering if there's like something official.
Well, let us know. I'm gonna put my money on Shantea, the halfling god of like agriculture. Anyways, thank you, Alicia. Let us continue to Lotus. Lotus, what is your thing fact for this week?
Oh my fucking god, there is. Wait, hold on. I need to see if this is actually official or not.
All right. Well, I've decided that my Thane facts will sort of have a bit of a theme to them, give you all a bit of a sense of what Lotus's life was like back on Earth in Baltimore before she came here. But Lotus's love of singing, specifically karaoke, actually is something that she inherited from her parents. Like, her mother and father had first met at karaoke, and it just became a bit of a weekly thing for them. Even after Lotus was born, they would just go do karaoke every week, and it's something that, uh, even after he left, and it was just her and her mother, they'd still do it, and even when she was on her own, she would still do it, and every so often she would invite her coworkers from the newspaper to go with her, but even if she went on her own, she still enjoys doing it every week. Or she did, rather.
And maybe at some point in the campaign, karaoke will be brought to the isolation of 10 towns to possibly bring a little bit of joy to all those good girls and boys. Excellent. Well, thank you, Lotus. And I should mention, everyone, I included the new module that we found that makes your status effects halo around your tokens, because that is super cool, because we can see all of your guys' artwork that way. Okay, let us finish up our Thane facts with Game in the Glaive.
So yeah, growing up, gaming always loved stories. Not just about the heroes being strong and brave and kicking ass and whatnot, but he did like when he was a real wee lad. He did like stories about wizards being smart and clever and using magic to out trick their enemies and whatnot. But as he got older, he realised magic wasn't his bag. And being smart was stupid and for nerds. And so he stopped with the wizard stories. But when he was just a wee nubbin, he liked hearing stories about wizards. Those were super cool.
Excellent, excellent. Well, maybe Lotus can tell you a story about the most famous wizard that she knows from her homeworld.
Oh, who would that be?
Well, that would have to be up to Lotus to decide on that. I have a thought in mind about a certain wizard who may be a lizard in your world. Now I'm making a headcanon where everyone from Hogwarts was actually like a reptile. Okay, let's not go down that road. Gaiman, you have earned expiration. And let me take everyone back to the city of Bryn Shander, to the office of the sheriff. And as I am bringing everyone back, I have set up the Companions Manager module. So for those of you who have companions, for example, Akia, you will notice that you have companions in your Companions Manager, which is on the top of your character sheet. I've also done that for a few other members of the party. For example, Avalas, if you cast your Moonbeam spell, it should prompt you from a little pop-up to summon your Moonbeam out onto the field.
Nice.
And it works the same way with a spiritual weapon or a flaming spear, Akia, your shenanigans, and for certain other members of the party as well who haven't fully activated those powers.
Shenanigans.
Excellent.
Even the shenanigans.
The next person that says shenanigans, I'm gonna pistol whip. Anyways,
Yes.
I've done that. So that is set up. But let us begin with a cold open.
Can I ask a hot question?
Yes.
I do not remember, and I did not take note. Does Gaming get to set up his own command word for the oh my god, the Remoraz whip, or has that been predetermined?
You can set up your own command word. As Alicia found out, the guy was being slightly deceptive and trying to get her to say "booyah" to activate the Remoraz Fang.
Oh, I know, Alicia. I mean, Booyah's, pretty epic.
So you guys
You do
can
you.
make your own word.
They just look at
Absolutely.
you blankly.
I mean, I'm gonna spice things up with my whip. And my command word is "en fuego," and then it's gonna not on fire.
I think that fits you. I don't think Booyah fits my aesthetic.
And, I mean, you could say "booyah" quietly. Anyway, the DM's got something to say, so I'll shut up.
The voice in the sky that you might recognize as the narrator says, "A wind slices through the frost-rimed streets of Bryn Shander, and the snow-capped buildings starkly contrast against the relentless darkness of Icewind Dale. Inside the sturdy stone walls of the sheriff's office, the flickering firelight casts an uneasy glow across the faces of the thanes of 10 towns. The cold is kept at bay, but the icy tendrils of tension are found around each individual. In the corner of a cell sits a Duragar captive, his features hidden by gloomy shadow. The stolen artifacts lie on a table nearby, their dark gleam a testament to the Duragar's crime and a reminder of his power. The speaker of Bryn Shander, Duvessa Shane, stands along the stern-faced sheriff, Markham Southwell. They meet your eyes one by one. There's an unspoken question hanging heavy in the air. As the snow continues to fall outside, blanketing the world in Auril's embrace, the fate of Bryn Shander, of the 10 towns, and perhaps further, lies in the answers you all are about to seek. So, Thanes of 10 towns, what route do you take? Do you conduct this as a skill challenge, or do you seek a social roleplay with the Duragar?
I think we voted it as a skill challenge, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah,
Skill
like I
challenge
said,
one, right?
I'm in favor of the skill challenge because then that way everybody gets involved.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Give me one moment as I put on tense negotiation music.
I mean, I guess you could, but honestly, that kind of felt tense what you already had on.
Did that feel a little bit more tense?
Oh yeah, it's like this reminds me of the opening theme to this show I'd been watching on Hulu, Class of '09. Very foreboding.
Well, everyone, please. The guards open the cell. One of them walks in and grabs the Duragar by his arms and throws him out onto the ground. The two guards point their spears at his throat. As the Duragar looks up to you all, you see his gray eyes glint in the candles. His teeth, a stained yellow. And let's grab you all and throw you into the initiative. I will ask, because I was having some correspondence with some members of the party, do those members of the party that sought to potentially leave the scene, do you wish to leave the scene before negotiations begin? Or do you wish to stay behind?
Atlas will just silently watch.
So is the Duragar prisoner just sort of loose on the floor at the moment?
He is loose on the floor. Two guards are pointing their spears at his throat. I will point out... Go ahead.
I was going to ask if their hands shackled.
Their hands are manacled. And you do notice that he has quite the fat lip and black eye.
All right. Is the cell door open or closed?
It is open. They have brought him out in front of you all.
All right. Are we going to go in initiative?
Oh yeah, I've got the initiative up. I've got you all in the tracker. Before we begin, Gaiman, you notice something about this Duragar. On his armor, he has a clan symbol. In a similar vein to the foaming mug that was stamped upon the ingots that you all rescued. It is a familiar symbol, one that you saw many years ago in a battle. The last time you saw members of your clan, you saw that symbol on many a chest of the Duragar raiders that attacked your family.
Okay. We're acting initiative, yes?
Correct. This is going to be our skill challenge initiative to find out what everyone is going to be doing.
Okay.
And let me set the scene here of our skill challenge. So, after a grueling battle, the militia of Bryn Shander have managed to capture this Duragar, who they revealed to you is named Nildar Sunblight. He is believed to possess vital information regarding the location of the Duragar stronghold somewhere in the mountains south of Bryn Shander. The sheriff, recognizing the importance of the task, has invited you all to the office for this interrogation. Can you extract information from this stalwart Duragar? This is stage 1 of the challenge. This is building rapport, either positive or negative, with Nildar. The DC for this stage, I will tell you, it's a 15. There are 3 secret skills, and the number of successes required to complete this stage is 6. There will be a complication at the end of each round, and there is a number of failures that if you hit, there will be a consequence. Within stage 1, repeated skills will be made at a higher DC. Are we all clear on the rules and are ready to begin?
Yes.
Yep.
Hell yeah, brothers. All right.
Let's do it!
All right, Lotus. You see the cracked smile of Nildar as it looks up to you, staring you down, defiant and unbroken.
I guess we'll have here like Lotus had been basically like talking with the sheriff, getting all the the relevant information from that you just dished out here. And as Markham finishes, Lotus will take out a cigarette, snap her fingers, and light it with prestidigitation as the film noir film grain falls over everything.
Oh.
She'll just she'll stride over towards Duragar. She'll just give the guards nod, let them know that, as sort of silent nod, let them know that they're doing good work, and she'll move down onto one knee, get at eye level, Nildar here, turn her head away to take out the cigarette, blow away a puff of smoke, and then to him she'll just start speaking to him in Dwarvish and say, "We want to help you, but you have to help us first."
And in a very strange Dwarvish accent, almost as if he was speaking a different language, a different dialect, he says, "And how do you expect to be helping me? I'm in a cage, spears pointed at my throat." I thought I would just go ahead and put on the film noir gray.
Thank you. Well, you see, you just tell us what we want to know, and she's still speaking Dwarvish, and we might be able to work something out for you.
Okay. He looks at you with a little bit of defiance in his face. I would say this is persuasion.
All right.
Wow, that is
24.
a persuasion check. That is a success. You can tell that the Duragar has taken kindly to your approach so far. That is a success. It's not a critical success, but it is one success.
All right. I guess just sort of put the point on there. She'll say like, "I can be very reasonable, but be wary. Some of my friends here may not be." And as she does, she'll step to the side.
Excellent. Thank you. Bravo, Lotus. Avalas.
Keeping with the observing role, Avalos will, and I'm hoping this will work with survival, wants to kind of study the Duergar to see if he can deduce, anything like based on, how he's dressed, how, like how much dirt or snow or whatever is on his clothes. Can I tell, like, anything, basically using survival to kind of like scout him, you know what I mean? Like use my scouter kind of idea.
Absolutely.
And
you can use
determine,
survival
yeah.
here.
Okay. Do I have any sort of advantage being an Arctic druid? Probably not.
You're going to have advantage here because you recognize parts of this creature's armor and dress from the stories that you were told by your parents. I'll give you advantage on this because you recognize that same clan symbol on this creature's chest. Wow. Hot roll. Yes, a 23 is a success. So I will tell you one thing. This creature, this Duergar, is dressed the same way a warrior would be dressed. It is clear that he is a fighter. But he is also quite dirty. It appears that he has not been cleaning his armor, and haggard. His beard is in knots and dreadlocks. There's just something off about him.
Yep. I'll relay that to Lotus kind of quietly, that
he's been on his own for a while.
Interesting.
Thank you, Amalas. Akia, you are next in this skill challenge.
All right. Akia will check their history databanks for any useful Durgar information that might augment anyone else's efforts.
Excellent. Perfect. History check. That is a critical success. 2 over the DC, hitting a 25. You know a few things about Duragar using your history banks. Number 1, they are from the Underdark. This is not the Underdark, this is the surface, which is strange. Number 2, the Duragar people are known to worship a god by the name of Deep Dura. Deep Dura is a god of conquest and war. And finally, Duragar, like many of the races of the Underdark, has a sensitivity to sunlight. But there's no sunlight right now.
Okay. I'll pass on any information that I know about Durgar history in general, as it seems appropriate to the rest of the party.
Perfect. You guys are at 4 successes. Alicia, you are up here in the noir version of the game. Everything in gray mode.
Seeing that most of them kind of have this handled, you had mentioned that there was items that seem to have been placed on the desk.
That's correct.
Alicia would like to kind of make some sort of examination of those.
Excellent. Yeah, this could definitely be Arcana or Religion or anything that would be up to magical items, because they are very strange items made of a black. It's almost a fusion of materials, a fusion between ice and metal.
I have the same modifier for both Arcana and Religion, so I'm just going to throw out Arcana.
Ooh, it's private.
Oh, whoops.
If you do Religion, then I can do Arcana later.
Oh, well.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I already kind of rolled it.
A 14 is pretty close to what we need.
Do I want to burn it now? Fuck it, I will. It would be a D8 at this point, right? Because we're now level 5.
Correct. That's a success. So the metal, the black ice that you are looking at, shimmers in the candlelight. You have heard of this substance. This is known as Shardolin. Remnants of the tower built by Eckhar Kessel, a wizard that almost destroyed Icewind Dale many decades ago, who was stopped by a group of heroes much like yourselves. I had to stop myself before I just went into depth about the entire plot of the of the Icewind Dale book with Riz in it. I'll just calm down. Excuse me, everyone. But yes, it appears to be made of that same material that the Black Tower itself was made of. All right, that was Alicia. We will move forward to Gaiman.
So everyone's been playing nice. Everyone's been asking him questions or trying to, like, Sherlock Holmes style forensicate him, right? So far?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
I think, well, you could say that, or you could say that Lotus has been nice to him, and the other 3 have been neutral to him.
Well, I'm speaking in very general terms, and I'm speaking in those terms, not Gaiman. So
figure out what Gaiman would do.
I am trying to temper what Gaiman would do.
I mean, play your character. He just found religion. Is that affecting him?
Religion
Not
with
when the
God of
religion
War?
is blood for the blood god. So, all right. We have not had a long rest yet. Gaiman's going to use his last rage,
Excellent. Okay.
and so we're going to rage. We're going to grow in size.
Everyone steps back.
Gaiman is going to grab. All right, Gaiman is going to grab the Duragar, and he is going to pick him up by his, by the front of his shirt, and he is going to slam him against the wall, and he's going to very quietly, very intensely say to the Duragar in common, in Giant, "My name is Gaiman, Skydreamer, Kathakanathi, and you and your Dwergar scum wiped out my family, slaughtered my tribe, and everyone out here wants to play fucking nice in the sandbox. And I have zero problem with breaking things on you and crushing things that will make you useless to a woman. So you either stop talking, or I'm going to start ripping and tearing. It's up to you." And then Gaiman is going to punt him back into his cell.
Excellent. Give me intimidation with advantage.
Would that be intimidation strength?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Not only is it a critical success, it's a critical success. Pushing your guys' threshold over to 7 successes as the Duragar flies into the cell, spitting blood onto the floor. You guys have completed stage 1 of the challenge as Nildar looks up with, is it fear in his eyes? Hot rolls for phase 1 indeed. There are no complications. There are no consequences as you guys aced that very hotly. Stage 2, extracting the information. You have built a rapport with Nildar in one way or another. The actual task now begins. You must now probe the Duragar for information, navigating his defenses and getting to the truth. The DC for this stage has risen to a 17. There are 3 secret skills. The number of successes required to complete this stage has risen from 6 in stage 1 to 8 in stage 2. Let us continue.
And we have not discovered any of the secret skills. And the secret skills stay the same each?
They change each stage.
Oh, okay.
All right, Lotus, you are up. This Duragar is on his hands and knees, spitting blood onto the floor.
All right. Lotus will look up at Gaiman and just say, like, and we'll say to you, like, all right, I'm going to go in. Just keep an eye on him, okay?
Gaiman will take a step back and he will give you a very serious and kind of deadly look and say, "You better get him to talk, or I'm going to start working on him."
She looks up at you, and you do see a bit of a wry grin on her face, and like, you know,
This isn't a bit. I'm not fucking joking.
Oh.
His
And then,
life's in your hands.
suddenly her face turns a bit serious, and then she nods to you, and then walks in. Take another puff from her cigarette and say, "I did warn you. As you can see, my friend Gaiman has some, let's say, anger management issues."
You don't say. He could have broke my neck.
Well, yes, but doing so would have made it a lot more difficult for you to talk to us, now wouldn't it?
Yeah, if I'm dead, I can't talk.
Very well. How about we start with something simple? Why are you and your people here?
Excellent. So you could either do a persuasion check here, or you could insight the response he is going to give. Either way, the DC is a 17. And
Alright.
I will say for persuasion, you gave a very good argument. I'll just put it as that.
Well, my bonus for persuasion is definitely higher than my insight, so I'll go for persuasion.
Persuasion is a secret skill in part number 2.
Ah,
Now, a 12 is under the DC, but the DC has been lowered.
Alright, I will go ahead and spend my Faxpiration then.
Alicia with the back. I can do that.
Oh, crap, 13.
A 13 is enough because the DC was lowered. He looks at you and he says, I have a few things that I can say. And Avalos, you're up next. You guys are at 1 success out of 8 necessary.
So knowing that these are obviously dangerous, warlike creatures, and that Lotus is in a cell within, arm's reach of it, he's a little concerned. So he will watch this Durgar like a hawk, using perception to just see if, there's even an inkling of hostility. Not insight in the sense that he's not like trying to anticipate, or he's not trying to determine, he's trying to anticipate, like if, like he makes a wrong move kind of thing. So you feel a lot of perception for that?
I would. Absolutely.
Try not to repeat stuff I think other people might do and stuff I'm good at, which is not anything social. Crapola. I could potentially get a 6 out of 8.
6, 7, or 8.
Oh, it's not looking good, but I'll try. All right, here we go. All right.
That's a success. You see, for now, the Duergar is remaining motionless, muscles still. But you can tell that this warrior has the reflexes of a Craig cat, and at any moment he could try to jump and to attack. Perfect. Well, then let us continue. Akia, you see that Avalos is keeping a close eye on this warrior. What do you do?
Akia is going to scan them with identify. So If you touch a creature with identify, you learn what spells, if any, are affecting it. So I'm just going to scan them
Okay.
with my
for this,
IKEA scan.
give yourself advantage to a investigation check as you use your identify spell on this creature.
I was hoping for Arcana. Investigation's fine. That's a pretty good roll.
Is it the same for you or no?
I am not proficient in investigation.
Okay. Well, let's. I'll allow you to do Arcana. That is fine.
Okay.
22 is a success. The creature does not appear to have any magical items, anything of like that, but you can tell this creature has innate magic coursing through its veins.
Like it could do some spells innately, sort of thing.
Oh yeah, and your history would have told you that Duergar can magically make themselves invisible, magically enlarge themselves, and magically make themselves really tiny as well.
I will pass that information along in, I'm going to say Elvish to Avalos, since he seems to be also on the same sort of keeping watch sort of thing, making sure he doesn't like try to escape sort of thing going on with him.
Also, if you wanted to pass that on to Lotus, you could, because Lotus also knows Elvish.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to do a language I don't assume that the Duergar knows, so you would just overhear it.
Gotcha.
I assume Avalos knows Elvish.
Although technically not an elf, he does know Elvish. Yeah. It's not helping my case.
Was that
See,
racist?
I told y'all he's an elf. What he is.
He's like, it's actually my third language, but
He's an Eladrin.
yeah,
So exactly enough.
Sylvan is his native tongue. But
The player does not know enough D&D lore to know the difference.
yeah, pointy ears. Yeah, he speaks it anyway.
Player knows pointy ears. You're the pointy ear race. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, then we are at 3 successes. Alicia.
Seeing how everyone has the social aspect of this kind of down for right now, they're going to continue investigating the items in particular. Since that information was brought up about Deep Dwerar, I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly. Alicia is going to make a religion check this time. See if there's any specific connections with that entity and Chardolin.
Excellent. Yeah, give me a religion check. Here we go. Damn, that is a good religion check. Absolutely. As you are thinking of Deep Dura, you don't believe there is any connection between that god and Chardolin. If anything, it's strange that they keep bringing up Deep Dura. The Black Tower of Chardolin was constructed by the magical artifact Cringe Shenabon, which was created by a rogue group of demon princes. Deep Dura is not a demon prince. It is a strange phenomenon.
Okay. Alicia's making notes of that. And we'll pass that info along once this interrogation has concluded.
Excellent. Okay, we are at 4 successes of the 8 necessary. Let us continue to game it.
Okay.
kind of going back and forth between Lotus and Gaiman for actual interaction.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be cognizant of where we've been.
A success is a success.
Oh, that thing that was said about Speak with Dead was in character. Though it was more of like matter of fact, like, oh, that is a possibility, not one I would like to take, but it is a possibility to speak with dead.
But they did not answer Lotus's question.
I should say, there are 2 more secret skills. Alright, Gaiman, you see this Nildar. What do you do?
Lotus, we might need to make room.
Might be a bit hard, but sure.
Gaiman is going to lock eyes with Nildar. And he is going to remember how he intimidated the bureaucrats by banging his head and, headbutting a table, breaking it, and drawing blood. He is going to bring out his new whip. Again, he's staring down the Duergar. He is going to unfurl it, say the command word, and fuego, and he is just ever so slowly going to drag the whip, purposefully burning himself on his left forearm with the whip, staring at this Duergar.
Oh my gosh. Please take DM inspiration for your commitment to the role. Give me... This is intimidation, 100%. And you could do intimidation constitution if you would choose, because you're literally hurting your own body to make this check.
In that case, that is what I will roll.
Oh, that is amazing check. And intimidation is one of the secret skills.
I'm going to roll for damage.
So is that a... Oh, jeez. So is that
So
a crit
let's see,
success?
17 halved, and I'm not immune to fire. So yeah.
It is a critical success because of
Because
the
of lowered roll or lowered
lower DC. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 successes. Okay, Gaiman, the guards look at you in terror. The speaker is trying to rush forward, but Markham Southwell is holding her back to keep her from interfering. Let me roll a d6 really quick at the end of the round.
Yeah, so Gaiman is actively harming himself. He takes all that damage.
I love that. Definitely take that DM inspiration. Can I have each player give me a perception check at the end of the round? And this is, I promise, this is not me trying to draw out any good luck or good rolls. Avalis, Akia, Lotus, and Alicia, you notice that the Duergar is making hand signals towards the mirror. Not the mirror, excuse me. The window of a cell.
But we're still in initiative, right? So...
It is a quasi-initiative. You see that the creature, while his hands are bound, are making some sort of Naruto jutsu with his fingers.
I think Akia will yell out to Avalos, since he's the only one that could, like, do something quickly, be like, Avalos, the window.
Yep. And I was technically, if you remember, I was doing the perception thing where if he did anything, so I would have noticed that too, right? Like,
correct. So Avalos, Akia, Lotus, and Alicia, you all notice these hand signals towards the window.
like, does he have a window in his cell? Is that?
Yeah, there's a window in the cell that the hand signals are kind of being transferred to.
Does my 21 allow me to see anything on the other side of the window?
Immediately outside of the window, you do see the falling snow, and as you peer out, strangely enough, there is a small building to the other side of this sheriff's stronghold.
A wild shape's about to go run that shit down as a warhorse.
So that's what we all see, but let us move on to the round of 3. So we are still in stage 2. Lotus, you are at 6 successes.
Alright. Yeah, Lewis will just sort of silently stroll over towards the window, take another puff from her cigarette, and just acting all casual, she'll just sort of like tap off some of the ash off the tip outside the window. Then she'll look at the hand signal, and seeing his reaction, Lotus will think to Flavy, and I guess just to sort of get his reaction as to how he's feeling, just sort of think to Flavy, say, Flavy, smell analysis on the Dwegar.
Lady activating smell analysis. Smelling. Can sense interesting smells from this creature. Smelling anxiousness. Nervous sweat. It is quite pungent. There is another smell that I do not recognize. A smell similar to coal. Can't quite place what that might be. Smell analysis complete. Lotus doing this smell analysis on Nildar. You could make an investigation check against him at advantage, unless you have a different plan.
No, I'll go ahead and do investigation. Something I haven't done yet.
Oof.
12.
So your smell analysis is slightly off as you guys have your first failure of the skill challenge. All that you can kind of focus on is the unwashed pits of Nildar, as he is quite pungent and body odorific. Okay, Lotus, thank you. We will move forward to Avalos. Avalos, you see that this creature is projecting his hand signals out the window. What do you do for this second stage of the skill challenge?
The these doors are closed, right? And this, I assume the windows have panes in them.
That is correct.
Oh, this is gonna suck. Well, I guess I will be a good steward, and I will go over and open the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will, as I step out, I will kind of, almost like a really bad cut in a film that's, you know, has a very poor special effects budget. You see him in one shot inside the building as Avalos, and on the other side, he's a big fat warhorse. And
Did you just anamorphs this shit?
yeah, yes, he did. And I will. Let's see. What I forget. You know, you think I would know my features? Is wild shape an action or bonus? It is an action. Well, I can't dash, and I used all my movement, so that is it. That all I can do. I don't know if that contributes at all to any of this, but I'm.
I think it could. what we could do here, as you burst out to potentially chase after or find out what is happening, you could give me a survival check as you are going to run after whoever is in that shack.
All right, here comes Warhorse Avalis survival.
Ooh,
Oh, thank goodness it was in that order.
that's 7 successes. So Avalis runs up the door as a warhorse and gets closer to that shack. On your next activation, you can enter as a horse.
I'm just gonna use this just so I can tick it off.
No problem.
All right. Oh,
yeah.
you did roll. Perfect.
Was that our 7th success?
That's your 7th success. You need one final one to get to 8.
Oh.
Did you just say, ah?
Yeah, I thought it was. Are you waiting for me now? Oh no.
Yep.
I thought something else was gonna happen. I do feel bad about Avalis going by himself, but I kind of feel like I need to be here in case like an arrow flies through the window at Lotus or something. So I don't think I'm gonna move, or you know, Dorgar might try to shrink and jump through the bars or something. Oh man, I do not know.
Sorry, you know, I have basically the equivalent of 19 temporary HP being a horse, so don't worry about it.
Is there some way I can use nature at this? I don't think I can.
It's a skill challenge. You can bullshit away.
Skill challenge.
Yeah,
it's
it's
up to
all
your
about bullshit.
creativity.
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of which doesn't really fit narratively, but it would work in the situation, just not in the situation, if that makes sense, would be to ritual cast detect magic and arcana check those items over there.
You could do that, and I will say, this is a thing you can do in skill challenges. You can also use any tool or instrument, any type of those tool proficiencies as well. Those also are
Well,
used.
I've got a lot of mayonnaise.
We're gonna mayonnaise boredom.
Get slathered, brother.
Oh god.
Or you know, just awkwardly rub mayonnaise on him. That might be intimidation.
And like what I was thinking before it became a skill challenge was that I would just like watch them sleep for 8 hours.
And then
I guess-
slather yourself in mayonnaise. You're just staring, making awkward eye contact as you spread the mayo all over your body.
Oh god.
Well, thank you for putting that image in my head.
You're welcome anytime.
I guess I would like to make an Arcana check, ritually casting detect magic, just to
God damn it.
Go
Whoever
over
put that
all of
sound
our stuff.
effect there, you're horrible.
I don't know what you're talking about.
oof.
We'll give you advantage because you're gonna cast a spell, and then you can tell that Shardling has an intense magical aura about it. You can also tell it has an aura of madness within it.
Yeah. But I did. Well, I feel like I'm cheating though, getting advantage because I didn't actually use a resource.
Well, then use a resource.
I don't have any.
That's fine. It's okay.
You don't have any
It's okay.
spell slots?
No, I'm out. I only have 3 for the day, and we were in that fight.
It's okay. It's okay. So, thank you. You guys have hit 8 successes. So, stage 3 will begin. Having loosened up Nildar and discovering any weak links. It's time to verify and pull all of that information out of him, like all of the toothpaste at the bottom of a tube, potentially cross-referencing any details and identifying any potential traps. The DC has risen to 18. There are 3 new skills. The number of successes remains at 8. Alicia.
Oh, joy. I guess with all the persuasion and intimidation checks that have been performed so far, Alicia will attempt to make an insight check to read his body language. Yeah, I don't think they're actually touching the Charlatan. They've just been kind of looking at it from a slight distance. To kind of read their body language to see how receptive they've been to for all of the current interactions so far.
Now, insight is one of the secret skills.
Ooh, nice. Okay. Do I have it here? I do. That's a high DC though. And I'm also exhausted. Yeah, sure. I'll burn my only DM inspiration to get advantage on this.
Love it. Lower DC and at advantage. And Matthew's going to continue to think, how do you spell Charlatan?
There we go.
The sheriff says, Avilists, he just ran off on his own. Men, stay here. Make sure the speaker doesn't do anything crazy. And the sheriff pulls out his longsword and runs after Avilis. But Avilis is a horse, so it'll take him forever. 21 is a success. You guys are at 1 success. Thank you, Alicia. Damon, you are up.
All right. Gaiman using the whip is going to. He doesn't want to do damage, but he wants to, using the whip, flick it out, wrap it around Dirigar's throat, drag him out of the cell, and make like he's about to hurl the other end over a rafter and hoist him up and hang him. In a show of force, and tell him this is his last chance to start talking before we just are going to use Speak with Dead.
I love it. And for this, can you give me... I want athletics to do this maneuver, because this is like... You're doing a thing here.
Okay, so you want me to do an athletics check?
Absolutely, and you're raging, so give me that check at advantage.
Now, is that controller shift that I gotta hit when I click that?
It is shift. Wow, okay, that is a
God damn, David.
critical success. So you guys are at 3 out of 8 successes needed here as you do this maneuver perfectly, and the creature's like, don't kill me, Octo.
You gonna talk? Or you gonna swing?
And Lotus, what do you do?
Gaiman drops him.
Yeah, Lotus will just as he drops to the ground, will just sort of stride around, and she'll sort of be channeling her mother a little bit, just say, now you see, I told you it didn't have to be like this. Now, once again, and please answer this time, what are your people doing here? And what she'll do is she'll reach for the mask and slowly pull it off her, showing her true form to him. Try to hear.
I gotcha.
And you better say so soon, unless you want to end up like this.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. This is, I feel like it's intimidation, and I want to give you advantage because you pulled off the mask and you've made this show of first force. So, advantage, intimidation here. Now, in the third part of the challenge, intimidation is not one of the secret skills.
All right, roll intimidation. And 14.
The creature looks at you and says, I've seen worse. We have a Mycelin man who looks a little scarier than you do, George. You guys are at 3 successes, 1 failure for now. Avalos, you are on the streets of Bryndshander. There is a shack nearby. The sheriff is chasing after you. What do you do?
Is this one right here?
We will say that it's off map.
Okay. Avalos will gallop, just full gallop, and he'll do a trampling charge at the door or wall, whatever's closest, of the shack, and just burst the fuck through.
Okay, this is gonna sound crazy. Give me animal handling with advantage.
Okay, I can do that. Oof. That's a failure, unfortunately.
So as you guys are at 2 failures, inside are a crackpot team of Duragar, and their eyes all turn to you. And their hands begin to reach for weapons. But what will happen next will happen on your next round.
Out of curiosity, was my trampling charge enough to maybe damage any of them?
Oh, you got through the door.
Okay,
But,
good enough. Yeah, that's fine.
Akia, you saw the impressive show from Gaiman and from your friend Lotus. What do you do?
Since it was straight out of the window, would I have been able to see what
Avalos
just
just
happened with the Avalos?
burst through the door of the shack.
All right. Now these items, were we told that these items are the ones that he was stealing, or we're just saying they were found on him?
They were attempting to steal one of the items on the desk. The others they found on him. They were trying to steal a lamp that was outside of an inn in East Haven that shows off a wandering display of colored lights.
Okay. Can I Arcana check the lamp as my skill?
Yeah, you can Arcana check the... That is a success. It is indeed a magical lamp. It appears that the lamp is made from chardolin, and this chardolin appears to be almost better than any material you've ever seen at holding enchantments.
But it's evil.
What is evil?
Curses you a little bit when you use it.
Yes. The question is, would Akia care about such a thing? Well, I guess we'll find out. Akia, thank you. You are at 4 successes, 2 failures. We need 4 more successes. Alicia. This music is kind of getting me like pumped up here. I like it.
Sorry, I'm looking through my skills.
No problem.
Could I... Could I make a perception check? I guess from this part of the building, and I just heard a horse charge through a shack. Can I look through the window and possibly see what is going on over there, and just give like a report from here?
Absolutely, and please take advantage because I did not expect that at all. Like, what's going on up there, guys?
I mean, I'm over here just looking at these items, trying to determine stuff, and then I heard, let's go out there. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm just gonna continue looking at these things, and then there's a huge boom from across the street. I'm like, the fuck? So
Absolutely.
Here comes the persuasion and advantage. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Absolutely, and I will award you a critical success for that. You saw, maybe it was Lathander's light empowering your vision. Avlis is just charged through a shack. Inside, there are 6 Duergar despots, all wearing black armor, all armed with similar clan symbols as Nildar, each of them grabbing for weapons as they see this horse bursting through their shed.
I told you Abelis was not subtle. He's a direct hammer.
Everyone, I don't think we're alone. There's more Duergar across the street. And we'll just point at the window.
Excellent. I love it. All right, Gaiman.
It's a trap!
It's a trap.
Okay. Kind of strapped for ideas at this point. I mean,
Yeah, I'm running on few.
Now, it is a new stage, so the DCs for any repeat skills has reset.
you know what? I'm going to use... You know what? I'm going to chance it. So, I know Kia's in there. So Gaming's going to use the cell bars and the door, how small they are, to his advantage. He is going to pick up Lotus and quickly move her out of the way. So it looks like he's like throwing her to the side, but he is going to do so quickly and gently and just place her out of line of sight. And then he is going to reach in and grab Duergar again.
Okay.
Yeah, he's going to drop his whip, and he's just going to say, "Fuck it, I'll just kill you with my bare hands! Nothing fancy!"
Okay. And what check are you going to angle here for? I could see many different ones working.
I'm angling for athletics.
Athletics, please be my guest. You have advantage.
So
Okay.
14, I'm gonna throw out my Demon Inspiration. No, not Demon Inspiration. Factspiration, excuse me.
Please do. It's a D8. All right,
Yeah,
a 16. It's just below what we needed here. The Duergar raises to his feet, and he says, "We'll see what happens to your friend across the street." And the tense negotiations just ended, so I had to go back. Perfect. So we're at, I believe, 3 failures, 6 successes. Lotus, you're in a desperate time. What do you do?
All right. Let's look here. So let's. All right. I think I have something here. It might work. Might not. All right. So I was looking up, and the in canon D&D lore, it says that dwarves can top out at 5 feet in height, and I have Lotus's height canonically listed as 6 feet. So, Lotus will, sight of like here, she'll just sort of like say like, Flavy, disguise self-image gallery, and she remembers when she asked the mirror who killed Gaiman's family, and I will go ahead and spend first level spell slot, because I still have 3 of those left, and I will cast Disguise Self. She'll wave a hand over her face and disguise herself as the Duergar that she saw in the mirror.
Oh my gosh, that's so hype. Okay. You have disguised yourself as a... everyone looks at Lotus, she becomes a bearded Duergar wearing black armor who shares a familiar resemblance to Nildar in the cell.
Say like... So she'll just put a finger, silently put a finger to her lips, go over towards the door, towards
So, Miss Lotus now looks like this.
and then she'll go over to the guard and just sort of like hold her arm out, sort of like motioning forward to grab it.
Oh my gosh. As you walk through, let's see. And you're going towards the cell or out of the room here?
Right. Well, the idea I have is that she basically wants to make it look like that he'd been captured. So it's basically sort of like getting into it with the guard. The idea is that...
Are you trying to show our prisoner or the people outside?
I'd say the people outside, because it's like this would work a lot better from a distance, I feel.
Okay.
Here.
You can do 2 angles here. You could do history at advantage to remember the image of the creature, or you could do deception with advantage.
What about performance?
Oh, I think performance could work as well.
Good choices. All right. Tell you what, I'll go ahead and go for performance then.
Excellent. As you are performing,
13.
okay, you guys have hit 4 failures. You've got really one more shot with Avalus here before all hell is about to break loose.
Uh-oh. So I assume these guys, I mean, maybe not technically surprised, but I mean, I don't think they expected a fucking warhorse to burst through. So what I would like to do and I was spending this whole time looking at my abilities. So while I'm in wild shape, I cannot cast spells, but I can use any racial feature if my new form would be able to do so, is what it explicitly says. As an Eladrin, Face Step is not Misty Step. It's not a spell. It is a racial ability.
Right?
Would you allow this warhorse to bamf? Because it requires no somatic material. It's not a spell. It's an ability.
Oh, absolutely. You can bamf.
Sweet. Okay, because that otherwise I'm taking a shit ton of opportunity attacks with a low AC. So I would like to. This force that just burst in is gonna Kool-Aid Man burst out.
I love that.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So here's what I would like. So you bamf out.
Yep.
Give me a. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's also going to be the closest one. If there's one within 5 feet of me, he'll have to make a wisdom save or be frightened, if that matters.
I'll go ahead and throw a d20 to see what the 20 is.
Yeah. Oh, if that's the save, he definitely makes it. It was a 15.
We'll just leave the modifier out. He just rolled a flat d20, got a 20. So go ahead and give me to pull upon your natural abilities. I want you to give me a nature check with advantage, but change the modifier to wisdom.
Okay.
And you should be able to do that by clicking the skill while holding Alt on the keyboard.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? Oh.
So here's what happens. The Duergar within the shack all look at the bamfing warhorse, and they all begin to throw down smoke bombs, and the entire thing becomes filled with smoke and black fog. And the sheriff looks at you, Avalos, and says, "What is happening? You're a horse. There's smoke everywhere." And whoever was in that side of that shack have gone. Now, you guys have stirred this to this conclusion. The Duergar begins thrashing around. The guards all point their blades at the creature's throat. And we will end the skill challenge. And he says to you all, "I'll tell you what I know." And as he does so, we won't play battle music, I'm sorry. He invites you all to come back in. Avalos, you can trot back over to the sheriff's station. The sheriff is walking back, downtrodden, as he has lost the Duergar within the city with all of those smoke bombs. And the creature is ready to tell you what he knows, taking in mind that the skill challenge did end in 2 nat ones.
I'm so sorry, guys.
It's nothing you can control.
Hey,
It is the, what is it called? The variability of nature.
Yeah, I had a +7 on that check.
I would say Lotus does approach, but she still has disguise self up because it's good for an hour, and she'll just calmly and confidently walk up into eye view of Noldar.
Okay.
Just to see his reaction.
It's a decent enough disguise. But my father does not walk that way.
She'll
He
give a
laughs.
bit of a grin and wave her hand over her face. Say, "Flavy, dispel disguise."
The Duergar looks to you all and says, "Carved out of rock itself, the fortress stands as a testament to our strength. Nestled within its grim walls, my father, Zardorak, and my brother, Dwarf, and the rest of our clan live and work. It is our refuge, our bastion against the world. You see in its cold, hard structure, we find comfort. That is our home, a reflection of the Sunblight spirit. But our fortress, it does more than shelter. It serves as a gateway, bridging our past and our future. We left the Underdark, but the Underdark never quite leaves us. Now we look towards Icewind Dale, a land of untapped possibilities. Our new chapter is to be written here. He lets that hang in the air for a second.
This is only common, yes?
He is saying it in common. He was
Okay.
being one of those guys pretending he didn't know how to speak your guys' language. Looking around, seeing no interactions. Our fortress is nestled deep within the spine of the world. Not a journey for the faint of heart. From this tiny city, it's about 50 miles away.
Been a rather long journey for you.
We know how to get around.
What are you planning on making out of the Shardolin?
Oh, it's not what I am making. It's what my father is envisioned.
My apologies. I did mean the plural, you.
My father. His strength doesn't just stem from his still will. A divine patron blesses him. Deep Dua, our god of conquest. It gives him his visions and power. My father is the most devout follower of our people, that is for sure.
And the
Unlike... Oh, go
vision,
ahead.
and the vision that requires all of this Shardolin.
He doesn't simply dream of power. He crafts it. A grand plan. A war machine of Shardolin. A symbol of ultimate power. To unleash upon the folly of 10 towns. To reshape the landscape to our liking. He laughs. And there's nothing you can do. When he unleashes the creature in just a few days' time, all of you will be dead.
Can we insight that check that few days?
Sure.
I have terrible insight. In fact, I'm...
And I've been curtailing this information based on the results of the skill challenge.
I'm going to say Aki is at disadvantage for this one.
Mm-hmm.
He probably just... Oh, yeah, 9.
Alicia and Lotus, you can tell without a shadow of a doubt this creature is telling the Lathander honest truth.
Notice will move in and, just as before, get down on knee and get at eye level with him. Ask him, what makes you so sure that when this thing arises and the events you describe come to pass, that you will be there along with him? And she'll hold out her arms. Because the way it looks to me, seems like they've abandoned you.
He looks to you and says, no Duergar has been abandoned.
or ever will be. For Deep Dura promises us life everlasting after our death.
Does that mean you do not mind if we kill you? Akia asks very dryly.
Do what you must, Metal Man. For your fates have been sealed long since.
Lotus will get up, and she's finished the cigarette, so she'll sort of drop it on the floor and just sort of stamp it out with her foot. And she'll look at it, and she'll look down at him and say, I know what it's like to be abandoned by your father. So, if you decide you want to actually tell us or give us something useful to stop this thing, you can let us know. And she'll turn on her heel and walk out.
Hey. Nildar remains silent. Do any of the other characters wish to ask Nildar anything further? Or you shut the door of the cell to discuss what this creature has said?
Alicia has been listening to this whole conversation, but hasn't specifically been engaging with it. It's more just trying to, I guess, go through their mind of like the different things that Charlatan is used for, if they've had any type of interaction with this substance before in any of their previous studies.
Gaiman will ask the Dwergar, what do you want on your tombstone? And he's gonna rush in and he's gonna attack him.
Okay, give me a single attack roll before the guards all kind of like grab you and stop you from killing this guy.
Nope, I'm not going for a Kia. This is going to be a... I would say at this point, I hurt myself, but if you don't take damage or deal damage, you don't maintain your rage. So I'm going to say the rage is gone.
Sure.
And Gaiman is... this is an unarmed strike.
Sure. Oh, and it was rolled privately.
Oh, my bad. It was 11 for 8. Yeah. I don't know if there's a way for you to unprivate it.
You can right click it, yeah, and then there should be an option within it that says reveal to everyone. On the thing that's in the chat window.
What am I looking for? Is it the bottom?
But when you right click your dice, it should create a little pop out window when you right click that message in the chat.
Yeah.
But your strike hits the creature, and as you hit him, the guards all rush in and start grabbing your arms like, no, we can't kill him. We can't kill him. And
fucking watch me!
And he spits on the ground, laughing. Is that all you got? No wonder your clan was so easy. So the guards have grabbed Gaiman. The sheriff have come over, and these 5 adult men of Rinchan are dragging Gaiman back.
Can I attempt to resist them?
I will say you can give me a singular athletics check as these guys are trying to pull you away. Okay, 15 is pretty good. I'm going to say the combined might from these men is enough to drag you out of the cell and pull you away from this creature as he is laughing. Can
I get a parting shot to the nuts?
Yeah, give me an attack roll to see if you can't land one square on this dude's junk.
Ah.
So the 12 just barely misses as your foot almost makes connection with this guy's beanbag as you were pulled out. The creature staring back to Akia and says, "Are you gonna hit me too, a defenseless person?"
Akia just stares.
Slathering himself in mayo.
As the mayo slathering begins, Avalis, you are free to move into the building in horse form or in Avalis form.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. The speaker is pulling at her hair, and she says, "Did you hear him? A creature, some type of machine or construct, is coming to destroy the towns?"
Yes.
DM, do I, as Akia, believe that Nildar could shrink down and fit through the bars of the window?
You've never seen how small a Dwargar can get. He would have to be pretty small to do so. If he only could shrink to small size, like that of a halfling, then there's no way. But if he could shrink to the size of a spider, then yes. But you've never seen a Dwargar do so it's hard to tell.
Thinking that they probably would have already escaped if they had that ability, Akia will ask, "How small can you shrink?"
How small is your brain? He asks you.
Akia will then look at the bars and measure it to see if their brain could fit through the bars.
You don't believe your brain could fit through these bars.
Thank you. Very helpful.
He looks confused, as he thought you were going to react to his insult, but you did not. The speaker is continuously pulling her hair out. This is of top priority.
Speaker, you're going to go bald if you keep doing that.
I need...
Sheriff, Speaker, could you tell us, where did you pick up this individual?
He was outside of East Haven, trying to steal this lantern. There was rumors of it. The speaker of East Haven, you know, that drunk dragonborn, was always talking about ghosts in the snow.
Ghosts in the snow. This is
Yes.
the first that I've heard of this.
Yes, it seems that these creatures here have the power to become invisible.
That would make sense. Was there anything... Sorry, aside from the lantern, what was the other objects that were on the desk?
Oh, there are 2 carvings of goats made of this black material. There is a bag of just miscellaneous shards. And then finally, there is a perfectly formed sphere.
Of the same material?
Correct. All of that same black ice metal hybrid.
Looks like they don't care what the material, what the object is, only what it's made of.
Correct. And these are the only things that were on him?
That's correct. When we captured him, he was just raving mad, trying to get more of these items. And, well, you see how unhelpful they have been.
I want to say maybe there would be more at East Haven if this is where he was discovered. Or at least maybe to ask, you said this lamp was from an inn, yes? Maybe the innkeeper knows of where this lamp came from?
That is something that I could do, yes. She looks to you all. I'm sorry to throw this upon you, but I fear that You 5 are the only ones capable of this. As Speaker of Bryn Shander and Speaker of the Council of Speakers, we need your help. Thanes of 10 Towns. You need to find this fortress and stop this despot. And hopefully stop this abomination from being released.
I guess I'm assuming there's a map here, right? And we heard him talk about saying that their fortress was in the spine of the world, around 50 miles to the south of Bryn Shander.
That's correct.
Would there be a way for us to kind of just like look at what that location kind of looks like? It's a mountain range, so I don't expect to be able to pinpoint that shit, but like just to understand like what that terrain would look like.
Absolutely, and perhaps I should take you guys to a map of the region. And let me drop everyone onto the map. Boop.
Ooh, big map.
So, the spine of the world is down here. And as you're looking at Bryn Shander and then to the spine of the world, you're looking at the proposed mountain range. And as you're speaking of it, you can hear a chuckle from the cell. And the Duragar says, "Oh, you'll be wondering where my father's fortress is. Exactly.
It looks like this map only goes south about 25 miles.
Well, I can tell you where it is on that map. You'll just have to give me one thing, and I'll tell you exactly where it is."
Do not believe him. This map only goes 25 miles south. He is definitely lying.
50 miles south of Bryn Shander, within the spine of the world, is the information you guys got.
Mm-hmm. And I'm saying this map only goes 25 miles south of Bryn Shander.
Now, if you do some of these, some what's it called? Extrapolations.
And
You can get.
Oh, sorry.
No, and you're asking them.
And what is it that you want? Looking at Nildar.
I'll tell you exactly where it is. Your big friend over there. Just needs to let me pay him back for the hits that he just gave me. And I'll tell you where it is.
They should just narrows their eyes. I don't think that's a deal we're willing to make. You should just sit there with your swollen lip.
All right. Good luck. And he'll sit down on his bench.
I wanted to go fishing.
I still think we should probably head to East Haven and see if there's anything in particular that's there. But we only have a few days. Not a whole lot of information to go on. If we were trying to look through all the spine of the world, well, we could be out there for weeks, if not months.
I would say I agree with you. If this one was picked up in East Haven, it's probably the best chance we have of picking up a trail of where they might have come from.
We could just take them with us. I'm sure that they would want.
Take Nildar?
I'm sure that Nildar would want to meet back up with their father before they release whatever this Chardelin machine of war.
Alice and Gaiman, you're both expert outdoors types. You have explored the regions of Icewind Dale. You've grown up on the cairns of mountains. As you are looking at the map, perhaps you two putting your heads together could potentially nail down a position.
When we were doing that skill check, was there anything when I did the survival one that I could think might narrow it down to a region based on, his look, appearance, stuff like that?
Absolutely.
Oh, Lotus, you mentioned something about the smell of coal.
Yes, when I was doing the smell analysis of him, trying to use it as a bit of a makeshift polygraph. She says, like, you know what that is when you obviously don't. Flavy did mention smell of coal.
Wait, what's a polygraph?
It's a magical device back from my world. You see, what it does is it measures various biological outputs from humanoids, heart rate, breathing, body temperature. The idea being that for most humanoids, when you're lying, you give off certain physiological responses, and this will pick up on that.
Ah, okay. There is a spell that does something similar. It's called Zone of Truth.
Yes, I do remember reading about that one. It
So it
works
accomplishes the
very
same thing.
differently, but I'll tell the truth from what I've been reading. Zone of Truth is a lot more accurate, though I'm not really sure in my world if it would be admissible in court.
Yeah, we can talk about the specifics later. But yes, coal. Are there any coal mines, coal veins, anything around in 10 towns? Kind of looking at the map, looking at the sheriff, the speaker, I guess the party, if they've heard of anything of that nature.
Fabulous. Your survival check and your history would tell you there is such a place within the mountains of the spine of the world.
Yes.
There is a location known as the Charred Vein. The name has roots in an old miner's tale of a living earth, its black blood rich with combustible power, but also as a warning to the hands of mortal men. It is a coal mine discovered by a now defunct and discredited clan of dwarfs known as the Hearthhammers.
Old mine to the south, full of black rock.
And eventually you could get all of that out of him. It's just going to be painful.
Yeah. Okay, that's definitely a start. Do we know where the Hearthhammers are? Do they still reside in 10 towns?
The Hearthhammers are long gone. Avalis, you know of this mine because your family told you the story of how the dwarves met their end. These
Dwarves
dwarves dug too deeply into the coal, driven by greed, and awoke something terrible within the earth.
Oh, I love it.
Oh,
They
great.
dug too deep.
Your parents told you never to go near this place, as there was an ancient primordial force released.
They have a coal troll.
A colossus made of coal and fire ravaged the dwarven town in the mine. What remained after the catastrophe was a blackened, lifeless husk.
A great evil. A presence of living fire itself. Burning on pure hatred and destruction. It's a slight deterrent to go there.
Oh, joy. Well, it sounds like we're gonna have to go there.
I would not recommend it, but... well, yes.
And Avalis, I'm going to represent you drawing on the map where your parents told you not to venture. Roughly. Oh, it's white. I didn't want it to be white. That's
Why's it got to be white?
well, I was hoping my marker would be black, so it'd be easier to see.
Why's it gotta be black?
It's going to be easier to see on this map.
Hmm.
You big silly gooses.
Geez.
You know what?
And,
So,
and if it helps, Avalos would draw like the worst like stick. He's not talented at all in the arts, so stick figures. I want stick figures.
Stick figure of a dwarf.
Yes.
so there's a circle put onto the map, and then you see Avalis start to draw a dwarf.
As far as Avalos knows, all dwarves have beards and horns. Yep.
Don't forget the shin
Where's
beards.
the horns coming from?
All dwarves have helmets with horns.
Oh, okay.
The Vikings.
That's
yeah.
fair.
So, as extrapolating roughly 50 miles away, 2 days of travel in the harsh nature of Icewind Dale into the spine of the world where the most dangerous creatures crawl and hide.
Ooh, boy.
They were still collecting Chardolin. Maybe we have time to go on a fishing trip?
The speaker looks to you all as you say that. She says, I am sorry, Thanes. I must ask you to put this at the top of your docket. Please. The fate of every life in Tin Towns rests upon your shoulders.
I don't like that.
I don't like it either. But you have to understand, you 5 are the most qualified and the most battle-hardened that we have. It will be a miracle if we can fortify and evacuate everyone that we can to a safe location in that amount of time.
This is unfortunate circumstances.
Your fishing trip will have to wait.
Can we go fishing of a different sort, like using that dwarf, that Durgar's bait? Have him take us to where that giant tin can's coming from. We meet it in battle. Take it out.
If we leave them here, the Durgar will probably attack the...
No. We take him with us. We force them to,
Right. I was agreeing with you.
Sorry.
But he's definitely gonna make the first attempt that he can to get away. But he probably would do that while he's here anyway.
I could watch him.
That is a good idea, and at least with us, if those ones that were in the shack come back for him, at least if he's with us, we'd be able to defend ourselves. I wouldn't want to risk the lives of the people here, just leaving them here if they come back.
All right. Sounds OC sounds like we've made our plans. We're gonna rest up and head out. It is 8:30 at night.
Here, I can take us back to the sheriff's office. The sheriff will say, all right, everyone, I'm shook at this revelation.
I will try to organize the guard here in Tin Towns as best as possible to thwart whatever is coming our way.
Do you mind if we take your prisoner with us?
Well, from the sounds of it, in the next few days, we might not even have a prison to begin with, so you're prisoner. He looks to you and says,
Thank you.
Would you also be able to send word to the other settlements of what's occurring and to start getting prepared?
of course, we will start sending out people on axe beaks. It's the quickest way to get from one town to the next, even faster than a sled dog.
The towns to the south and east should probably evacuate first.
The plan, and we've had to instigate such plans before due to frost giant attacks, or as in the past when the Uthgard tribe tried to wipe out Bryn Shanter, bring everyone behind our walls.
Otis will move up to the sheriff, say, I am sure they will be in good hands with you, Sheriff.
I hope so. He looks to you all and says, I wish I could go with you, but my duty is here, and your duty is over there. And he nods.
Well, it's good knowing that you would at least be able to organize the efforts on this end. We'll do what we can, though I don't suspect it'll be any easier.
You all will be enough. I've seen it. There's something special about you all.
I would like to go get a peek at that giant snowman before we long rest. Or maybe after we long rest, before we leave in the morning.
I would have at some point before the long rest, since Rose needs a few drops of her blood to attune to the Remoraz vial, she would go up to Yukia and say, like, Yukia, could you help me with, and she gulps a little bit nervously, drawing some blood for this thing, after what happened, with the mind flayers. I have a bit of a phobia of needles.
Certainly. Although I do believe Alicia is trained in medicine, I believe there is something about veins inside of people not like myself. However, I can provide a needle and syringe.
Yes, that would probably help.
Akio will pull out one of their cure wounds syringes.
Alright, yeah, Lotus would go up to you, Alicia, and say the same thing. It's like, if you could help with this, I want to look away just to make sure I don't, twitch.
Attack roll.
No attack rolls needed here. You are able to draw the blood.
I would say...
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, to sort of like distract herself while you're drawing it from her, she would ask everyone, so you all saw the, and I'm sure she did, it's like, remember the previous day when she was talking with Avalis and she did the disguise self? She showed you all what she had looked like back home. What did you all think? Do you think I looked better with the suit or with this dress?
All right, let's put up the poll.
Okay, give me 1 second. As you all are deciding this, the speaker approaches both Abeles and Gaiman. The group will be leaning heavily on you both, as you, as it comes to my understanding, have more experience in those parts of the world.
Dress warmly.
I have to ask. I noticed a strange violence in Gaiman's eyes, and a similar look in yours when you saw that man. She points to Nildar. What did I see when I saw those looks in your eyes?
I don't. It's hard for me to see my own eyes, but if you say it was anger, then you probably felt the hatred that, well, Gaiman has for the Duergar.
Do you share in this hatred, Abeles?
And Atlas is not really one to have worked out complicated feelings, so he doesn't really know.
It has been a long time to have hatred over something I do not remember. But atrocities have been committed. He would not say atrocities, but, bad acts have been committed. And if there is a cost to pay, then I would see the balance due.
It sounds that your head has been cleared and screwed on correctly for this. She looks to Gaiman. Can the same be said of you?
I'll do what's necessary for the good of 10 towns. And honestly, unless you're willing to roll up your sleeves and dig in with the rest of us, how we determine what's best for 10 towns out there is up to us, not to you.
True enough. We are leaving it to you as we pull upon the defenses for the towns. We're trusting you with this.
Akia will tell the sheriff that they should definitely find a very deep hole for all the Shardolin unless they think they have a way of purifying it. Also, is it okay if I go ahead and work on the level 5 level up, or would that still be preemptive?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we can step back from the scene, everyone. Do you guys wish to take your long rest now and then continue on to the next day, or are there more things you want to do in town, everyone? And of course, some people could start their long rest now if they wish, and then other people could go out into the town.
Alright, well, after, I'll work with Alicia after getting the blood drawn. We'll have that added into the vial, and I'll say, thank you, Alicia. It's, I know it's been months, but it's still, I don't know, I just get this weird feeling that they're still out there somewhere.
Lotus, you hear a voice in your head coming from Flavy say, "Permission to speak."
And she speaks up and says, yes, Flavy, you have my permission to speak.
Would you like this to be public information?
Says, yes. And she would gladly let it speak out to the rest of the party as well.
Your question to Alicia, I can't answer.
Well, please
They
do.
are indeed out there. I can sense the life form signatures of my programmers.
And if it was physically possible, her face would bleach even more white than it already is.
Noticing a change in blood pressure. Are you okay?
Yes, Flavy, I'm fine. I've just had some blood drawn, so I just need a moment to strength.
Yes, do not fret. They will and are probably okay based on my life signature readings. If you do need to see them again.
I do want to see them again, Flavy. And her hands just ball up into fists. So, to sort of clear her own mind, she'll just sort of look over at Watto and just be like, so Watto, what's your opinion on the poll? Do you prefer me in a dress or a suit?
Watto will say, I prefer the dress, of course, and I'm deeply troubled by what has been said, both by the mask and by the Duergar in the cell.
Yes, it is all quite troubling. I'll say this is definitely a change of pace for me. I'm more used to telling the amazing stories of other people. It's interesting to be part of one of my own.
Yes, it seems that this is your hero's journey. Watto will say.
Yes, but it is nice to not know I'm going on this journey alone. She'll give a bit of a soft smile as her eyes go, dart over the rest of the party.
Absolutely. And party, I'll ask again, does anyone go out into the towns, or are you guys going to rest and then continue?
So Avalis would like to. He would watch Alicia to see if they decide they want to go to the temple, and then he would try to insert himself. But that's as bold as he's going to be.
What do you think, Alicia? Lex, if you're speaking, we cannot hear you. Oh no, did we lose Lex?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh,
We can't.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Oh, geez, my mic somehow got unplugged. Sorry, which temple were you specifying? The one for the Morning Lord or Auril? Because Alicia was.
Yeah,
We're having trouble hearing you. You're coming in and out.
How about now?
much
Perfect.
better. So Avalis would be wanting to hear you say you're going to the Temple of the Morning Lord.
Okay.
In which case he would attempt to tag along, but he's not going to suggest it because that would be forward, and he doesn't do that.
Yeah. Whenever Alicia's in Bryn Shander, that's where they stay for the night. So yeah, they would be heading there.
I should escort you then when you go, because there could be Duergar on the loose.
Why, thank you. Shall we meet at the tavern in the morning?
Which one?
Oh, right, there are two.
Here, will it help you all if I take you guys to the map of Brimshander?
The Northlook. I don't think I've ever stepped foot inside the Bouncy Goat.
Actually, I have some business to take care of at the Bouncy Goat in the morning before we head out. But yeah, we can meet at the Norfolk. That's fine.
Either that or I guess central location, the town square. That works.
Yeah, sure.
Everyone rest up. It seems we're gonna have a number of busy days ahead of us. And yeah, Alicia will head out and start going towards the House of the Morning Lord.
And Avalos will legit be on the lookout for Duergar.
It is a stressful thing, as the town is filled with dark shadows and falling snow, and everyone is wrapped from head to toe in furs and leathers, disguising their identity. A threat could come from anywhere.
He probably
we've got-
mistakes one of the children for a dwarf, you know.
Just runs up to a kid and just punts him.
yeah. Just
Avalos,
maybe-
it's a child!
Oh, well, he was rather stocky.
That is
Was a husky child.
That's fair.
The guys are punting me across the alleyway.
And then there's a scene of Avalos and Alicia trying to apologize to this kid's mother. It's a whole thing.
Look, ma'am, I'm not an elf. All right, I'm very sorry.
All of you high elves are all the same, thinking you can just come in here and punt our children like they're footballs or something. If I had half a mind, I'd find that Battlehammer clan to deal with you knife ears. And then it gets kind of like twisted for a second.
Okay, ma'am, you don't have to go there. That's a bit much.
Less, I would be more concerned about your son. I could barely punt him anywhere. He's quite husky for his size.
And then there's a whole thing with the kid getting insulted about his size. Oh, it's beautiful. So we know that Avalos and Alicia are heading to the House of the Morning Lord. It sounded like Gaiman might be heading for the Bouncy Goat.
Well, my concern with heading to the Bouncy Goat right now, prior to a long rest, is he hurt himself, so he's only got 15 hit points. And if things go sideways, that might not be so good. Is there a temple to Tempest in Brimshander?
There is a temple to Tempest within the walls of Brimshander, located in the kind of the temple district, close to the House of the Morning Lord.
Okay. Jamin would seek out that temple and see if he might be able to spend the evening there and rest there. If they won't let him in, he'll just go to a tavern and rent a room or something.
Absolutely, they would let you in. Let's see. This temple actually belongs to a holy order of warriors and clergy, known as the Order of the Broken Blade. They are called as such because they were injured in battle, and most of them done so fighting in the service of Tempest or in the service of a different order, they no longer can fight because of their injuries.
Okay, well, Gaiman will seek them out and ask for admittance and to spend the night, explaining that he is a recent convert to Tempest. He has seen the Morning Lord and wishes to learn of the Morning Lord's ways.
The clergyman at the Order of the Broken Blade is a cleric, a human male by the name of Everard, and he would welcome you with open arms, seeing Tempest's flame inside your eyes. Here, I'll put that name into chat. Also, Lotus rolled for HP and got max HP, everyone. We have to say that. I don't know if anyone else saw that. D6 plus 1.
Hey,
So,
I am a squishy spellcaster. I need all the HP I can get.
Everard would welcome Gaiman in, and he would basically tell you, all of us that worship Tempest here at the Order, we were warriors, wounded in battle. Our injuries now keep us far from the front lines of Tempest's service, but we are fit to guard the holy sites to our Lord, and to assist those that can still lift a weapon in his service. We welcome you here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here, let us bring you to the Chamber of Whetstones, where we may worship Tempest. And he brings you to a chamber that is literally just filled with whetstones, where everyone there is in silent contemplation, grinding their weapons to a honed edge. The only music, the sound of the grindstone against steel.
Well,
Okay.
Gaiman will take time to sharpen Lucille and sharpen the longsword he has, and in preparation for a fight tomorrow.
Hell yes. Perfect. So, where is Akia going on their own? Or where?
So Akia actually just waits outside the sheriff's office as everyone starts heading out. He is just standing at the door.
Okay.
It's a little awkward, but Akia doesn't really know where to go. I imagine though eventually Knocker will come up from whatever from the stuff that they were doing, and when they see Knocker, they will say they'll tell them all about what happened, and Copper, do you wish to travel with us, or would you feel more comfortable going to the building I have acquired in Lonelywood and setting up the shop?
Copper will say to you, if you think that I'm just gonna leave you here when it's getting tough, you better think again. I didn't put on this fuzzy teddy bear suit to be a coward. I did it to investigate and find the greatest inventions ever made, and hopefully make one or two of those myself. And now, you tell me about this material, and where it's been stockpiled, and there's some despot out there making a war machine out of it? No. I'm coming with you.
I am happy to hear that. Blarton, are you of the same mind?
Oh, well, I can't say I'm as gung-ho as Cooper here, but I can't let you go there alone. Well, you won't be alone, but, I can't let you go there without me.
Very well. And Akia just stands there awkwardly, just at the front door of the sheriff's office until someone else says something, because that's their personality. I would like to see the giant snowman in the morning. You can
Gotcha.
go ahead, Avalos.
As Avalos drops Alicia off at the House of the Morning Lord, he'll kind of look in to see if he can see if Michonne is there, but he won't really say anything. He'll just check it if it's safe.
Do you wish to come inside?
I don't know if the Morning Lord or Sylvanus would be happy with that. I should probably go to the North Look.
That's
But as he's talking to you, he's kind of looking past you.
That's nonsense. The House of the Morning Lord, or any church of the Morning Lord, is open to all. Doesn't matter if they are of the same faith or a different one. Well, hold on, let me correct that. Maybe as long as that individual is not in direct opposition to the Morning Lord, I don't think he would take kindly to blasphemers or entities of darkness within his house.
Neither would Sylvanus, except he doesn't have a house. But still, same idea. I do believe our gods are of an accord. Very well, you have convinced me. And he'll kind of step in.
Well, that was easy. And we'll just kind of knock on the frame just to see if Michonne is there.
So, the priest of the Morning Lord, Michonne, is within the House of the Morning Lord. Traveling with you two would have been your companion, Danica Greysteel, of course, as she likes to stay close to Alicia.
It is I, Avalos, the Thane of Dugan's Hole. I have returned your cleric safely.
I brought us to a quick map of the House of the Morning Lord. Michonne looks up with rosy cheeks towards Alicia and Avalos, and would say, well, thank you for bringing her back. I didn't know you all were in much danger, or more danger than normal.
There are a band of evil dwarves on the loose. They look like girthy children.
Oh no.
With beards. So less like children, I guess.
Girl, we have much to discuss.
I fear that I have been, well, left out of the loop.
I don't have a loop, Alicia.
Yeah. I think she means she's not up to date as to what has been going on. But more than welcome to inform you on that. I guess I'm assuming we're taking seats by the furnace over here.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Get warmed up.
Avalos just sits up very straight and awkwardly.
Alicia would drag Danica to sit on the bench next to them, and we'll kind of look towards the empty seat that's next to Michonne for Avalos to sit down.
Oh,
We're gonna do an insight check if he picks up on that.
Oh, that's
Oh.
a 2 and a.
Yes, of course.
And he gets what you're laying down.
Come, sit next to me, Avalos.
Best wingman.
Better than some I've had.
Yeah. We'll then also cast remaining spell slot for Lord Dump onto Bashan to kind of inform them of what has transpired, especially tonight, and to be possibly wary of suspicious individuals, but also for refugees who may need shelter within the house.
It's terrible news, eh? Force of evil, of darkness, approaches.
They have taken advantage of the light being gone.
And even now, can we feel safe in any walls with? She points out the window towards the erected or the semi-erected statue of Auril. I have to be very careful with that that sentence.
Wording is very important. Phrasing. I was very curious about why are they? Why? Why now? Why is it being erected? Why?
I wish that I could answer any of those questions.
It was really the same question over and over again.
The Sibyl, the priestess, has remained quite tight-lipped about the statue and its purpose. It just stands as a cold reminder that no matter what we do, where we go, who we are with, Auril's gaze is upon us all.
And what's this I've been hearing about? They've been going on a recruitment drive recently.
Yes, the vagabonds, the unhoused, the dredges that live in Bryn Shander that I often have tried to convert to the light, to Luthander. They have scooped into their brigade. Now, the cloaks of Auril fill the city streets. Those covered with frostbite and frost burns stand on every corner.
But surely the mercy of the Morning Lord could provide more for these people than the cruelty of Auril.
Yes. I wish that it could give such immediate and tangible benefits. But that is not the way that Lathander works. Or has he ever? She looks to you, Alicia, as she says this. They immediately gain such strange countenance. The ability to walk through the streets with no need for winter clothing. Their bodies covered in muscles not seen before, moving with strength and alacrity.
We saw something similar with Sephic, the bodyguard of Torga, but he was not covered in frost burns or frostbite. His body, oddly enough, was more pristine.
You speak of the Ice Knife Killer.
Yes.
Now, in my remembrance, I might be missing some of the details. How did such a creature come to exist? She asks. And you guys can feel free to tell me if you don't exactly remember the Ice Knife Killer's backstory.
I mean, there's some parts of it, but from what I'm kind of remembering, it's like they weren't actually I mean, they maybe a person at one point, but it seems like it was a spirit that inhabited the body of Sifik and then assumed his identity. Is what I'm kind of remembering.
That is exactly right.
Okay. And yeah, we'll relate that to Bashan.
Violent and evil possessions. When will the sun come back to us?
I do not know. Though there are supposed to be... Well, I think I had overheard Lotus and filling you in, Avalis, about our journey to the Elven Shrine, the tomb, to the Lonely Wood. There was a mirror there that gave us insights to a number of different things, and one of which was trying to find the answer to this eternal night would be located in a place called Grimskald. Seems it used to be a fortress for the Frost Giants at one point. Don't know if it still is, but it seems whatever we may be looking for is pointed in that direction. But I mean, we could try to restore the sun, but there may not be a 10 towns for the sun to shine upon if we do not deal with this whole Duragar issue first.
But what Alicia means to say is we will do everything in our power to help, of course.
Yes.
You will one day feel the warmth and light of your God's light shining down upon you.
And he looks to Alicia for help.
The rays of the sun shall visit us once again.
Yes, what they said.
This gives you a very bright smile.
Then I will look forward to this moment. I will meditate and speak as much as I can to Lathander.
I will say, I feel like I've been more invigorated as of late. I feel a bit of a stronger connection to him. I don't know what's been going on, but I feel something there. Almost like additional powers have been granted to me.
And you are blessed. You and your companions. She looks to Avalis as she says that. With the ability to bring the light back in one way or another.
For some reason I feel like we may have to use the light against our enemies, those that hide in the shadows. And I believe Lathander has granted me 2 ways to either illuminate those shadows, or, as harsh as this may sound, to possibly incinerate those that decide to hide in them. And we'll just create a small orange bead at the tip of their finger, and then we'll extinguish it.
Best to
You
not
know,
get those two confused.
Yes, that would be horrible for us all.
Goes to cast Cure Wounds, accidentally fireballs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the wrong spark. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Avalanche does like his little produce flame cantrip to like light up his finger too, and it looks less impressive, so he snuffs it.
The woman looks to you, Avalis, and says, "You know, I've never met an Eladrin up close before."
Many people think we are just elves, Giga's years, but we are as far removed from elves as humans are from elves.
He's not very smooth.
Of course.
And to help with that, Alicia is going to ask Danica to come over to the statue of Thunder to gaze upon it.
It's so interesting. I've never seen this aspect before.
Have you ever seen the statue before? I don't know if you've ever actually been within the church.
Oh, I of course I have not. As a practitioner of Salune, I have not stepped foot. Oh, I see what we're doing.
See what we're doing.
Sean, do you know much of my god Sylvanus, the Oak Father, the Greenleaf?
And he just starts going through like all the names of him until you stop him.
She stops you after you get to the 15th or 16th epitaph. And she'll say, I do not know much of Sylvanus. My life has been spent in studying the Morning Lord. Perhaps you could tell me more, Avalas. I've always found the study and learning of new deities to be quite an interesting topic.
Yes. It is actually quite a wonder.
And he doesn't quite know exactly what to say, so he starts thinking.
So the Oak Father has three aspects or forms: the Old Father, the Young Strider, and the Horned Hunter, which is my favorite. Always appearing as a silent man, because you don't always have to speak much to say a lot. And he has antlers, which is always kind of cool.
I feel the same way. I'm feeling a little... She says, a little scared by the news of what is to happen.
Yes, it's there's a lot of unknown in the future, but we must be brave, for the others depend upon one such as us for guidance and being brave in the face of such terror.
He nods. Well, perhaps you could tell me more of your bravery. Would you like to see my private collection of scrolls? I could make us some hot tea, and you could tell me more.
Yes, I would like that. I also have...
And he just awkwardly like, pulls out a water skin, like maybe a quarter filled of bird sap.
It's once you get past the burning, it is quite smooth.
Well, please, let me sample your sap.
Oh man.
Seriously, phrasing? Are we not doing phrasing anymore?
Is phrasing still a thing?
So Avalis will, give her like a small cup full of the birch sap, and then
I guess we should go get that tea.
Of course. And as she stands up, she'll take your hand, Avalis, and she'll say, if there are only a couple of nights left on this world here in Tin Towns, I'm happy to spend at least one of them with you, Avalis.
And Avalis just turns like completely beet red and looks toward the statue, back in Michonne, toward the statue, and goes,
Yes, that would be preferable than spending a cold night alone.
Yes, of course. Let me show you some of the other teachings of the Morning Lord. And she will take you to her private chamber for tea, scrolls, and teachings of the Morning Lord. What that may be, I will leave up to everyone's fan fictions.
Yep. And I'll just say that is probably the first time Avalis has faded to black.
Everyone
is the
remembers
face.
their first phase to black.
Exactly the gift I was thinking of. That's what Alicia's doing.
Yeah. And I don't know if you recall the the description and advice that Avalis one time gave to Lotus on it, he doesn't know what to expect. I'll just say that.
As the old sayings are true, you're gonna find out. You're gonna learn today. And Danica and Alicia can stand in quiet contemplation in front of the statue onto what is to happen.
As Avalis levels up.
More ways than one. We'll have a slumber party in front of the statue as we kind of like discuss and then eventually fall asleep.
Absolutely. This is what triggered Avalis's level up. It wasn't any of the adventuring.
Yeah.
It was this. Now your Yeti parents are going to want to meet your girlfriend.
She's not as hairy as we expected.
Yeah.
Oh, that is too good. That's too good. So if everyone is okay with a timey-wimey jump skip forward to you all meeting at the tavern.
I'm good with it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we're all at the Northlook Inn. And here, I'm gonna just bump boop, those peeps to there, and then I'm gonna have to bump some other peeps into the scene. So we can have a Gaiman and an Akia.
Go make some rolls.
I hope they're cinnamon rolls. Everyone, you gather around the tables in a private room in the Northlook Inn that you all typically come to for your meetings. Your companions, all sitting around, waiting for their desperate mission to be released upon them. It is now, we will call it 8. Yeah, we'll call it 8:35 a.m. on the 3rd of Marpanoth.
As Akia comes into the room, it is very obvious that they are holding a large object with them. And you can all hear it making these sort of cooing noises and like cat yawning noises. And DM, if you could throw up a large picture of that, that'd be great.
Sure. Of our new friend.
Aww.
Oh, that's cute.
Everyone, I would like you to meet Kumakyu. And it, as it sort of wakes up and stretches, it makes some squeaking noises and starts flying around the room.
How adorable. Did you find this?
It is my homunculus. I have created it.
Interesting. Would any role be required to know what like a homunculus is?
I will say that homunculus is common information in the Forgotten Realms, so I would say no role is necessary.
Okay.
Since it was just born, it's gonna like fly around and bump into a few walls, and like knock over one of the candles out of the chandelier before it gets its sea legs, so to speak. Gets the hang of its new wings, and it'll eventually settle down on the table and just sort of walk around sniffing at everybody.
I'm quite impressed, Akita.
I've had the idea to create Kimaku for some time now, but did not have the proper materials until recently.
Please don't take this the wrong way, but you were able to bring life into this world. That's quite impressive.
I am not sure if Kimaku quite meets the definition of alive. But if it is not, it is definitely close.
Well, I guess that would depend on how you define alive. I mean, maybe not in the same way the rest of us are, Kia, but I would consider you alive.
I would as well. However, Kimaku does not have the same capacities that I do. However, they are adorable.
That is true.
Yes, on that much I think we can all agree.
It all looks to you, and let's have a low. Like a trilling cat.
Not exactly sure what it eats though. Can it eat normal food? We'll try with probably a piece of bacon that's on Alicia's plate.
It does not have a stomach, so that might cause complications.
Okay, never mind then.
Make you look sad as it cannot eat the bacon. Nah, nah, nah. It makes noises.
It smells that bacon.
You guys can see that the Chewinga are here, all playing. You see that each of them has made small paper cutouts of what appear to be playing cards. They are playing in a triangle form as they are looking through hands of their cards at each other with a fierce intensity.
They're over there playing blackjack.
You see that several layers of their clothing are sitting next to them on the chairs.
They're playing strip poker.
It appears as if they are all at roughly the same level of undress.
Well, so what are our plans? Do we just head down south and try and find this coal vein?
Well, we do know where it is, but we'll be picking up another passenger to take along with us.
I do assume that copper pays the group, and then we can distribute that too as well if we want to take purchase supplies and stuff. I think it was 350 gold divided 5 ways.
That is correct. Yeah, he would arrive with big old money sacks for everyone.
So I think that's what 70 gold a person. Is that right?
Mhm.
Enough gold that there's 2 of them. They both have to handle it. You said it's 70, right?
That's correct. It's 350 total divided by 5 should be 50.
Uh, 70.
70. Sorry, my brain just skipped a hot second there.
And then I have used 2 of those bloodstones, but everyone else should have a bloodstone worth 50 gold from the iron shipment payout. Or whatever they were called. Blood something.
Yeah, I think it was a bloodstone. Well, if we're stocking up on supplies, I think I'll at least try and get a few potions. May need them. Fighting has become intense.
Yeah.
Y'all.
The music just skipped over to intensity. So we will say this: the meeting will go into planning your trek out into the darkness of Icewind Dale, as it will take you roughly 2 days of travel to get there. Upon arriving, you will have to deal with the full force of this Zarda Rock Sunblight, and potentially his creation of Chardalin, a war machine that Nildar believes can level all of 10 towns and give the region to his father. Which is, wow.
No pressure.
These guys might be nuts. And it's sitting squarely on your shoulders. So, for next time, if you have not leveled up to level 5, please do so. And then next time, you are going to be pushed out into the darkness to solve this issue. So, everyone, if you have any... I mean, you could also do this. You could not go and see what happens. That is completely up to you all. This is a sandbox adventure. The speakers presented you with this object in the sandbox. You can choose to ignore it if you wish, and I'll go fishing. I will respect your agency. But we'll see what happens. So everybody, next week, same Rime channel, same Rime time. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a great weekend.
Yep. Thank you for running.
My pleasure. And I'm so glad that this session we could accomplish one very important thing. Getting Avalas laid.
Mission accomplished, boys. We can go home.
The sun comes out tomorrow.
Once again, Alicia playing matchmaker.
We just see the sun finally come up. The Circle of Life song starts playing over the...
I'm going to cast Speak with Animals and Speak with Plants just so I can tell everybody. All of
Hey guys,
nature
guess
will
what
know.
I just did?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Forget this pollen stamen crap.
Oh, fuck.
Love it, love it. Well, yeah, everybody. I hope you have a good one, and I will be back next week for us to continue our game of Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frostmaiden, and we will start the session first with my question for Gaiman on his continued battle against Ag Crystal. All right, everybody, have a good one.
I hate that I already paid you on PayPal because I could have put a much better comment in there.
So you guys know, Gibby always has just like a little funny saying on his PayPal receipts to me. So,
Like if anyone ever audits the payments I make to Caleb, they're gonna think something really weird is going on.
which I'm so happy about. All right, everybody, I'm gonna head to bed. Bye, guys.
Yep, thanks for running.
All right. Good game. Good night.
And catch everyone next time.